Welcome back to the channel and thanks for clicking on that thumbnail. Today we're taking a look at two e-bikes that we reviewed on this channel. I'll put a link in the description so you can check those out if you'd like as well. Both of them are foldable. One is from Engwe and it's the L20 2.0 and the other is from HiPeak. It's the Elias model. Both of these bikes have 750 watt hub motors and more of a narrow frame, so I thought they'd be a good comparison. We're going to take a look at them. If you're in the market for a foldable bike, hopefully this video helps you get a little bit closer to your next buying decision. Let's get into it. The Engwe L20 2.0 comes in three colors: sea green, rose pink, and onyx black. The HiPeak Elias comes in four colors: gray blue, yellow, white, and black. The recommended rider height on the L20 2.0 is going to be 5'4" to 6'2", and the recommended rider height on the Elias is going to be 5'3" to 6'3". Currently on the Engwe website, the L20 2.0 is listed for $799, and on the HiPeak website, the Elias is currently $849. Both of the frames are going to be made from 661 aluminum alloy. On the HiPeak Elias, you're going to have some Chaoyang 20 by 4 inch tires with a nice medium knobby thread. On the L20, you're going to have some 20 inch tires, but they're going to be more narrow. They're going to be 3 inches, and they're going to have a medium knobby thread as well. Both bikes are going to have a 750 watt hub motor. The one on the HiPeak is branded HiPeak. Also, both bikes have a cadence sensor. You're definitely going to have more torque with the Engwe bike, coming in at 75 Newton meters of torque versus 65 Newton meters of torque on the HiPeak Elias. The L20 is going to go 20 miles per hour throttle only and 28 miles per hour with pedal assist. The HiPeak Elias is going to go 20 miles per hour throttle only and 25 miles per hour with pedal assist. So Engwe says you're going to get 28 miles of range throttle only and 84 miles of range with pedal assist. And HiPeak says you're going to get 35 to 40 miles of range throttle only and 55 to 60 with pedal assist. You want to keep in mind those pedal assist numbers are more than likely on pedal assist level 1 on flat ground with a light rider. Both of these bikes are going to have mechanical disc brakes with 180 millimeter rotors. The kickstands are both to the back of the bike, which is always good to see because you don't get them caught on the pedals when you're backing the bike up. Both of these bikes have an identical 7-speed Shimano thumb shifter. Both have a twist throttle. So you're going to have a one color, easy to read display on the HiPeak Elias, and you're going to have a larger color display on the Engwe L20. The grips on the Engwe bike are really solid. The ones on the HiPeak tend to twist a little bit when you're riding. I mean, it's not too big of a deal. Hand grips are pretty cheap. Charging time on the Engwe bike is going to be 6.5 hours, and charging time on the HiPeak Elias is going to be 5 to 7 hours. So a little bit of a difference there as well. You're going to be able to have a bigger payload on the HiPeak Elias at 350 pounds versus 264 pounds on the Engwe bike. The Engwe bike is going to weigh 68.3 pounds versus 62 pounds on the HiPeak Elias. Both bikes are going to have fenders front and rear. They'll be plastic on the Elias and metal on the L20. The L20 comes with a front and rear rack, and the HiPeak Elias is just going to have a rack on the back, but it does come with this nifty little bungee cord. You're going to have 7 pedal assist levels on the HiPeak Elias and 5 on the Engwe L20. Both bikes have plastic pedals, but they're foldable on the L20. Both have two-sided chain guards. Both bikes are going to have Shimano derailleurs with derailleur guards. It looks like the derailleur guard on the L20 is going to be a little bit more heavy duty. Both have mounting screws for a water bottle or some type of accessory. Both have suspension to the front of the bike with lockout. The saddle is about the same size for both bikes, but the Engwe bike has a couple extra options with it. It's suspension, and it also can be flipped up to remove the battery. Both have integrated front headlights, and both have tail lights with brake lights. And the brake lights will work whether the tail lights are on or off. One of the biggest differences on these two bikes is going to come down to the battery. On the HiPeak Elias, you're going to have a 48 volt, 15 amp hour battery. And on the Engwe L20, you're going to have a 52 volt, 13 amp hour battery. That's a huge difference on these foldable bikes. And you usually don't see a 52 volt battery on a foldable bike at this price point. So when we look back at the 0 to 20 test for both of these bikes, the results match up to what the bikes have in power. The HiPeak Elias was able to do the 0 to 20 in 14 seconds. Then when we tested it again, it was 15 seconds. So between 14 to 15 seconds, 0 to 20. The Engwe L20 2.0 was able to do it in 9 seconds. We tested it again and it was 9 seconds again. So consistently at 9 seconds. So it just goes to show you that the L20 is going to have an advantage when it comes to speed. It's going to go quicker. The Elias has 65 Newton meters of torque and a 48 volt battery. And the L20 2.0 has 75 Newton meters of torque and a 52 volt battery. So that just goes to show you better battery and more Newton meters of torque, you're going to get better speed. So both of these bikes have mechanical disc brakes with 180 millimeter rotors. So for our 20 mile per hour braking test, both of these bikes stopped in 2 3/4 of a parking space, which is about 24 feet. So that just goes to show you the same brakes, the same results. So if I had to pick a winner between these two bikes, it would have to go to the Engwe bike. Not because the HiPeak Elias is a bad bike. There's a lot of things I like about it. I really like the Chaoyang 20 by 4 inch tires versus 3 inch tires on the Engwe bike. But the Engwe bike, this is the second generation. So they've done a lot of improvements. This is the first generation for the HiPeak Elias. If they do a second generation, it probably will be a lot better. This bike, for the price, it's slightly less than the HiPeak Elias currently, but it has things on it that make a difference to me. The 52 volt battery, the 75 Newton meters of torque, the look of it, it's just more my style. So hopefully this video helps get you a little bit closer to your next buying decision. And like always, thanks for watching, ride safe, have fun, see ya.